Yes, Gateway kids, it is so good to be together on our family service. We love these times we get to spend together playing games and doing challenges, worshipping God and learning more about who he is. But I thought it would be good to get us a bit loose this morning, get us ready to engage with what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to do a little bit of a call and answer thing, okay? So I'm going to say something and you're going to say something back, okay? Are you ready? So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say fired up, and you're going to say, ready to go, okay? So I'm going to say, fired up, you say, ready to go, okay? So let's go. Ready? Fired up.
Ready to go.
That wasn't very loud, was it? Should we try again? One more time. Fired up.
Ready to go.
Much better. So we are ready to go. We are ready to engage with God and who he is this morning. And so I wanted to encourage you from the Bible. You know, the Bible is not written for people who hit a certain age. It's not written for people who are 18 plus. It's not written for people who have got loads of an understanding of kind of history and background. It is written for absolutely everybody. The Bible is written for you. And actually, some of the bits of the Bible are specifically written with children and young people in mind, okay? So I'm going to read from Psalm 119, verses 9 to 10, okay? And this is for you guys, and this is a big part of why we engage with the Bible, okay? So here we go. How can a young person keep their way pure? By living according to your word. I seek you with all my heart. Do not let me stray from your commands. So as we go into this morning and we hear about God's word, whether that's in the worship or in the talk, as we live out in the joy that God has given us, because we are the people that get to have the most joy, because we are the people who are free and saved, then we're doing it so that we can live a life of purity, a life that is obedient to God and what he has said is good for our lives. It's going to be a great morning. Ready? Fired up?
Ready to go.
Hello, boys and girls. My name is Quizzy McQuizzy and I am here to play Porridge Pants with you today. This is the game. We are going to ask David and Adam some questions. If they get it right, porridge is poured into the opponent's pants. If they get it wrong, porridge is poured into their pants. The person who gets the most wrong answers at the end gets the rest of the porridge over their head. And that's how we are going to play today. We hope that you enjoy it. Once again, I am Quizzy McQuizzy Quiz. Okay, here we go. Adam. How many dimples has a British golf ball got?
52.
52 is incorrect. It's 330. Erin, would you mind doing the honours, please?
330.
As you should be able to see, their boiler suits are duct taped at the bottom to make sure that the porridge stays in.
That's cold. How long has that been outside?
It's a nice cold porridge. There we go. Yeah. Might want to pull some out with your hands next time as well. Right. Okay, David. In whose garden does Peter accidentally leave his coat in Peter Rabbit?
I should know that.
You should know that.
I should know that because I know Amy watches it all the time.
Yep, you should know that.
Can I phone a friend?
Nope. 3, 2, 1.
Farmer Doodleson.
Farmer Doodleson is completely incorrect. Amy, if you're watching, you need to tell your daddy the story of Peter Rabbit. Okay, Will, if you would, please.
What's the answer?
Mr. McGregor.
Oh, I should know that. That's really easy.
So close.
Is a good friend of mine, Quizzy McQuizquiz.
Don't be shy, Winston.
Oh, this smells yummy. That's great.
Yeah, there we go. And the good news is there's 4 questions more each. Okay, here we go. Okay, Adam, which of the following... Oh, no, sorry, I'm changing the question. What food are astronauts not permitted to eat before going into space?
It could be anything, so I'm going to say cheesecake. I have no idea.
Cheesecake is incorrect. That'd be gutting, wouldn't it? No, it's beans. So, Erin, can you please do the honours of some porridge pants? Full in. Here we go. Oh, that's commitment there. We like the commitment. Lovely jubbly. That's what I like to see. There we go. Okay. David, over to you. How many players are there on an Olympic curling team?
12.
That is incorrect. The answer is 4. Will, if you would, nice full jug, please.
Well done, Will.
There we go. Oh, lovely jubbly. There we go. Going to go for a run afterwards. Okay. Adam, what's the name of the giant snow monster that guards Elsa's palace in the film Frozen?
I have no idea. Big Snowman.
Big Snowman is both incorrect and unimaginative. The answer is Marshmallow. Erin, if you please. That's absolutely fine. Here we go. There we go. Straight in, down the hatch. Oh, we've dropped the jug. Lovely jubbly. Okay, in a similar vein, David, what is the name of Nemo's dad in Finding Nemo?
Marlin.
Marlin's correct! Erin, would you like to do the honours for Adam, please? Adam, you've got to get one right, otherwise it's going on your head at the end. Oh, that was a good dollop. We love a good dollop. Well, hello, big dollop. Okay, Adam, how many sisters does Agnes have in Despicable Me?
She's one of 3, so she's got 2 sisters.
That is correct! Yes! Will, would you like to do the honours for David, please? Oh, it's neck and neck.
It will be down on next minute.
It will be down. Oh, lovely, lovely. There we go. Oh, I'm loving how it's kind of just gathering at the bottom. Okay. Who am I asking? I've lost Adam. David. David, what name is given to baby hedgehogs? Little Pricky Pants is wrong. The answer is hoglets. So, Will, would you like to do the honours, please? There we go. Nice and down the trap.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay. Adam, what is the biggest island in the world?
I want to say Greenland.
Greenland's correct! David, Will, can you do the honours, please?
Go on.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Lovely. I feel like Will's been a lot neater. Comparing the two, I'm just saying. Okay, final question to David. David, how many noses does a slug have?
2.
4. Will, would you please do the honours of pouring it? And Erin and Will afterwards, we're going to make sure that it goes over David's head.
Well done, David.
So I'll take one for the team.
There we go. Right, so we're going to just tip the bin over his head because I feel like it's going to be more dramatic.
Do you have a final question, or was that?
No, that was the final question. Sorry, I'm going to put your hood up because I feel like to not put your hood up is unfair. Right, here we go. Do we want to? Should we do the? It's going to be quite heavy because there's quite a lot of porridge left. Should we show everyone at home? Look, here we go. Lift it up to the camera. Can you see?
Yeah, take this camera.
This camera. Let's go over to this camera. Here we go. Look. There we go. Up, up, up. This is really heavy. Okay. Here we go.
Don't
Right.
put it on my head.
We're not going to drop a bin on your head. Will, do you want to come get involved? Yeah. Can you hold the bottom, Will, when we put it over, just to make sure it doesn't go on his head? Yeah. Right, ready?
Right.
Count us in, everybody at home. 3, 2, 1. Porridge!
That's quite easy. Can I do a porridge?
You can do a porridge angel if you want to do a porridge angel. Oh, lovely, jubbly. There we go.
He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars one by one. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, This is the story of the cross. The Father loved us so much that when we did our very worst, Jesus gave his very best, and he died for all of us. This is the story of the cross. That we were broken, we were lost. So then you built a bridge to us, took our hand, led us across. Oh, I'll never know the cost. If I said thank you a million times, it's not enough. But I'll sing praises for all my life, 'cause I'm in love with you. Oh, amazing grace. Oh, you took my place. Oh, now I am changed by your mercy, your kindness. This is the story of the cross.
Hiya, and welcome to this week's talk that we're going to do. And you may remember from Sam's talk a few weeks ago, he talked about Daniel and his obedience to God. And you may remember from David's talk about Jonah and how his journey in his life was a really good example of obedience to God. And today, I'm going to look at Mary. There's quite a few Marys in the Bible, and it's a bit confusing at times, because sometimes they appear next to each other, but we're specifically looking at Mary, the mother of Jesus, okay? And sometimes we see paintings, and particularly in the Catholic Church, they have lots of these paintings, and she's adorned with lots of glamorous clothes and jewellery. But actually, she was quite different to that. She wasn't just a housewife, she wasn't just someone who was meek and weak. She was actually strong, and she was bold, and she was a courageous woman, and we're going to look at that today, okay? So, I don't know if you know much about Mary at all, the mother of Jesus, before we get confused. So, we don't need that, because we're talking about Mary. So, she was young. She was very young when she was on the scene, when the angel Gabriel appeared to her. She was Jewish. She was from Nazareth, and she was going to marry Joseph, who we all know from the Christmas story. She was a relation of Elizabeth,
And that's important because Elizabeth was the mother of John the Baptist, who went on to have an effect on thousands upon thousands of lives. Oh, try and get my cards right here. Oh gosh, all thumbs today. Okay, another one, which is really important, is that Mary, so Jesus' mother, was really important when he conducted his first miracle. When he performed the turning of water into wine at the wedding of Cana, it was Mary who encouraged Jesus to serve, to turn the water into wine, to step out of almost like a comfort zone for Jesus. Luke says that she's highly favoured by God, so God had lots of blessings on her life. And one thing that I didn't realise until recently is that Mary, Jesus' mother, was the only one at Jesus' birth, obviously, and at the death of Jesus. She's the only person that's recorded at both Jesus' birth and Jesus' death. That's quite bizarre. I find that quite a weird thing. If you think of the Christmas story, with the angel Gabriel appearing to Mary, Mary was probably just chilling at home one evening, one day, just at home. And she was probably thinking about getting married to Joseph, probably very excited. A lot of girls are. And she had a whole life in front of her. She was only very young. And then all of a sudden, wham, the angel Gabriel comes down from heaven and appears to Mary at home, her quiet little home. All of a sudden, you've got this glorious angel appeared in front of her. She wouldn't know what to think. What would you think in that situation? It's a difficult one. We know that this amazing being, the angel Gabriel, it's not just a figment of our imagination. Mary knew the angel was real. Fortunately, that moment in Mary's life lasted a few minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. The conversation between the angel Gabriel and Mary probably lasted 1 or 2 minutes. And in those few moments, everything changed. For Mary, for everyone around her, and for everyone else on the planet. Our lives, our very existence, depended on what happened. As Christians, what we believe depends on that moment. Those few minutes were crucial. So just imagine if things had gone completely differently. Imagine if Mary didn't believe that this was an angel from God. Imagine if Mary didn't believe that it was going to be the Son of God that she was carrying, that she was going to give birth to. She would have, if that was the case, Elizabeth and her, they might have not had the same relationship. John the Baptist wouldn't have affected thousands of people and become Christians. Jesus would not have necessarily been encouraged to do the first miracle at the wedding of Cana, possibly. And that would have had an effect on all the other miracles that Jesus had performed. It's really important here to recognise that Mary was of sound, solid faith, and she knew the angel was real. I want to talk to you about the presence of God, because Luke tells us that she was bold in her faith. We already know that she was highly favoured by God. Her faith was strong. It was solid. She knew the Jewish traditions and customs, and she knew the Bible and all the Old Testament prophecies at that point. And she knew that this was a big deal. This was really important. And as crazy as it sounds that you're going to carry the Son of God, she knew that this was true. Okay, and that's really important for us to remember. So I want to talk to you. So I'm going to invite Will up, and we're going to do a bit of an experiment now on the presence of God. Okay, so Will, if you come up. So if we can see on the table here, we've got 2 plates. One of them's got a whole load of coins on, and the other one's an empty plate. And I want Will, I'm going to give him maybe 20 seconds, and at home I want you to count to 20, okay? We'll count to 20 together, we'll count up to make it easier. I'm going to give Will 20 seconds. Put one hand behind your back, Will. Thank you very much, I love bossing him around. And he's got 20 seconds, he's going to use any fingers, any thumbs that he's got on that one hand and move as many coins as possible onto the other plate, okay? You ready? Okay, so you're going to count with me at home. So 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, I nearly did it. That's pretty good going. Thank you, Will. You can go and take a seat now. So Will has done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's probably done nearly 20p. That's pretty good. He's moved 20 coins using that one hand. At home, do you think you could do the same? Try and move some coins or some balls or beads with one hand, just one hand. Give yourself 20 seconds and see what you can do. Okay, I'm going to invite Erin, one of the young people in the church. I'm going to invite Erin up. Now, we're going to do the same thing. However, I've taken off her thumb. Okay, so hold your hand up to the camera for me, Erin. I've bandaged her thumb up. This is going to be a little bit tricky, okay? So, Erin, I'm going to give you 20 seconds, okay? You ready for the challenge? Yeah. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and one rolled away. We'll count that one, though. Thank you, Erin. You can go and take a seat now. So Will probably did about 20 coins there. Erin, sorry, Erin. It's not a competition, but Will won. Erin did 7 coins, okay? The important thing here is without the thumb, we're going to struggle to do basic day-to-day tasks. Without God in our lives, we're going to struggle the challenges that life brings us. And Mary, she had a solid, firm faith in God. And it didn't come as a surprise when the angel told her that you're carrying the Son of God. She didn't freak out. She didn't go crazy. She just followed God's plan for her life. And that's a really important message to take home with you today. Okay. So the last thing that I want to just say, really, is how can we have such firm faith? How can we have faith like Mary had? We might not have an angel appear to us. We might do. We might not have those bold, miraculous signs that we see. But Mary made a big decision based on a few minutes with an angel. We've got the whole Bible in front of us. We've got all of this, and we've got a lot of time to study it. So my challenge to you is to pick up your Bible, to start reading some of the stories that we've talked about in kids' work, whether it's Daniel that Sam talked about, or Jonah that David talked about, or Mary. Look at a person in the Bible and see how their life was affected by God's word, by Jesus. Because it's going to change our lives. It has implications all the way along. And I think the first thing that we need to do, as always, as Christians, is pray. We need to pray that God can reveal himself through his word to us. God can do all sorts of amazing things through us. He can heal the sick. He can encourage our friends through the words that we speak, as I spoke about in the previous talk. So my challenge in the coming week as we go ahead is to be bold in your faith. Maybe take those leaps of faith. Maybe go outside of your comfort zone. Talk to people you wouldn't normally talk to. Be bold, like Mary, and it will pay dividends, because you'll affect so many people if we just step out in faith. And if we're bold and courageous in what we do and what we say to people, we can change lives for the better. We can bring Jesus into our friends' lives, into the church. Would be fantastic. If you're not a Christian today, I challenge you just to pick up the Bible, maybe start looking at different passages to do with God's word and what it means for us. Maybe try and get alongside someone that you know is a Christian. So as we go into the week ahead, I just pray that God can be with you this week, and he can just open up your hearts to see the opportunities to talk to people and just be bold, the bold Christian that you were born to be. Okay? So we're going to see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hope you had a really good time. Hope you enjoyed all the fun and games and the talk and the singing and the games. We hope you have a good rest of the day, and we'll hope you'll remember all the things you've learned today. So if it's still fresh in your mind, and if you can write, start maybe writing some notes down of what you've learned today, so you can go back in the week and revisit what you've learned today, so you can just grow in your faith through that. And otherwise, we'll see you next Sunday. So I'll just quickly pray before we finish. Thank you, Father, for all the fun we could have. Thank you for all the games we could play and the songs we could sing and the teaching from the Bible we could hear today. I pray that you bless us in this week, that you help us in our school, in our work, in all the things we do, that you fill us with your Spirit anew, that you give us joy, and just help us with all the challenges, all the things we face this week, so you will be glorified and worshipped and praised through our lives. In Jesus' name, amen. Cool. See you soon.